I'm Jen Dorsey. I'm a 4th grade teacher at Mechanicsville Elementary School. Today I'd like to talk to you about how we can use area models to help us multiply whole numbers by fractions. Let's take a look at a problem. Beth has decided to make a batch of her famous chocolate chip cookies for each of her 5 friends. Her recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of sugar per batch. How much sugar will Beth need? When I think about this problem, I know that it's telling me Beth is going to need 5 batches, one for each of her 5 friends. I also know that she's going to need 2/3 of a cup of sugar per batch. So I'm going to record that right here. Now I know I'm going to need 5 batches and 2/3 of a cup of sugar for each of those batches. I could also be thinking of this as 5 groups of 2/3. In class, we teach our students that when we're combining groups, equal groups of something, we're multiplying. So I'm going to multiply here. My next step is going to be to construct an area model. I'm going to draw 5 groups of 2/3. Now that I have my 5 groups of 2/3 shown, I'm going to see if I can use these thirds to make complete cups of sugar. I'm going to transfer this third over here to make 1 whole cup. I could also transfer this third to make a 2nd whole cup. And I can transfer this third to make a 3rd whole cup. Now that I've combined my thirds, I can easily see that Beth is going to need 1, 2, 3 whole cups and 1/3 of a cup. So Beth will need 3 and 1/3 cups of sugar for her recipe. Now that we've enjoyed all of those delicious cookies, let's burn off some of those calories with the running problem. 4 members of the track team are running in a relay. Each member of the team will run 1 3/4 miles and then pass a baton to the next runner. How far will the relay team run all together? I know that this problem is asking me to think about 4 runners, and that each runner is going to be running 1 3/4 miles. I could also be thinking of this as 4 groups of 1 3/4. You might notice, however, that this problem looks a little bit different than our last one. This is because we are mixing a whole number with a fraction. We call this a mixed number. I'm going to represent my 4 groups of 1 3/4 in another area model. Here's my 1 whole, with 3/4. I'm going to make sure that I have 4 groups of this. Okay, now that I've drawn my 4 groups of 1 3/4 miles, just like the last problem, I'm going to see if I can combine some of those fourths to help me make whole miles. I can transfer this 4th to make a whole mile. I could also transfer this 4th to make a whole mile, and this last 4th to make a final whole mile. Now that I've combined my fourths, I can see that the runners are going to be running 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 whole miles. I hope they've been training. This is how we use area models to help us multiply whole numbers by fractions.